Eroom talks about being a psychotic lunatic on Embrace, and I think about thinking on Thoughts. And we top it all off with a rocking instrumental, so join the party. I expect for many of you, this will be your first time actually listening to an entire TMP album. I do it a lot, but I think I'm the only one. So, let's all do it in one sitting if you can make it, a big if. And we'll do some dates. There's going to be a written email after this. It's going to have the ballot for all the stuff that we need the ballot for. Chapter 3, the TMP Greatest Hits. Oh. So at our last official Pickle Fest, Tyke was like, let's have a Greatest Hits. And I'm like, no, it's too hard. Too many fights. We can't figure it out. It can't be done. I vote no. And everybody else voted yes. So fuck all of you, because I'm going to have to do all the fucking work. Here we go. Greatest Hits. I just skipped over everything. It works. I think we should. Okay, all right, we're going to put 80 minutes on a CD of the best of TMP. In my opinion, I would think we should aim for what is the best more than our greatest hits. As example, like Hey Julie is one of our most popular songs, heard by many people. I don't know if it's our best song. If somebody heard it new, they'd be like, who's Julie? What's wrong with her underwear? I don't know. But we should vote on this. So anyone who wants to vote on what goes on the greatest hits can do so. We're going to put together a ballot of like our top 20 to 40 songs. We're all going to listen to them, and then we're going to vote on them. This is optional. I'm going to do it. Chuck has to do it. Tyke has to do it because this was his idea. And then anyone else who wants to do it can do it. If you've never heard like any of our stuff, if you're an obscure member who's been like done one song, great, perfect. You're perfect for this because you'll have a clean slate of a brain with no, preconceived notions of what's the good songs or not. So we'll put out the 40 songs, you'll listen to them, and you'll say what's awesome. Here's the process for selecting. Number 1, we select the group of nominated songs. Number 2, anyone willing listens. And number 3, we have to figure out how to get some of these things digital. Some of them are on cassette only still. And then, afterwards, once we get our list of best songs, we have to cull off we have to decide how offensive we want the greatest hits to be. Our most offensive songs could be on there, and then we wouldn't feel comfortable playing the album to too many people. We could have only totally non-offensive songs, but then all it would be like instrumentals and cover songs. Because everything, on some level, is insulting. Okay, so that would be a vote. We'll figure that later. So, no solo works. So anything under the TMP label counts. So if it's TMP presents TMP Idol or TMP presents Dual Mocha, that counts. But the Eroom, Tam Cell, and rest of Chuck Biscuits, Price of Ice, Leaf Spring Stones, those are solo only. I think we should do a solo greatest hits at some point, but they will not be on this. Anything off TMP Idol and the subgroups and groups in TMP Idol counts. Dual Mocha counts. Go from there. Banana Burgers count. Here's my nominees. I've nominated these songs that will be on the ballot. This is roughly in chronological order. From the 1990s, Love Kettle, All Women Must Die, I'm a Lush, Flying Dragons, My Neighbor, Urination Temptation, I'm a Stud, Booze Blues, Spam, Deal with Satan, Fuck, Chucky Got Lucky, Robots Last Dance. From the 2000s, Everybody Hates This Song, The Way, Highway Robbery, Elvin Holiday, Little Drummer Boy, Sloppy, Pneumonia Ceilings, My Pants, Country Girl, Alcohol, Georgia Moon, Stupid. 2010s, Snagging on Kevin S'mores, You Are My Everything, Water Park, Photosynthesis, Hamburger Helper, Hi Today, Willie Slim Jojo, Worship Thong, Dead Soldiers, that Free Squirrel song that I don't think we ever named, Back Again, Farts. I trimmed this list a lot to get it down to there, believe it or not. There's some songs that Apollo has locked away. Maybe he can listen to them. I don't know. And then lastly, this is going to take a while, this project. If we record songs in the meantime, this is an ongoing live project. If something comes out and it's awesome, we cut whatever we had that was bad, boom. The point is we're going to have an album that people can put on play for people and be like, this is the best that my band has to offer. Chapter 4, Picklefest 2021, TMP 30, The Inoculation. It's happening. I think I've had my shots in 5 days. I'm fully immune-ish, 90-something%. And it says that grown-ups who are all inoculated can gather. So we've got some dates this summer. Apollo has agreed to host in the summertime. If it pushes later to the fall, we will have it in either... We open up the possibility of the lake house in Booth Bay, or we open up Cape Cod, but I can't, not in the summer. In the summer, it's just Booth Bay Harbor. Awesome. Here's some possible dates. I'm not going to list those out. I'm just going to email those later and we'll vote. By the way, we did decide every 5 years, at the 25th anniversary, we decided every 5 years is going to be a 3-day Pickle Fest. So this will be a 3-day Pickle Fest. You can either take off Monday or Friday and make it 3 days. Party on. Intermission. Just relax, have a drink. Too bad Mr. Pickle's not here. I can't do this at home. There's always people in my house, so I'm just parked somewhere on the street. I'm working right now. It's actually the end of the part I'd written. All extemporized from here on out. Okay, let's do it. Super windy. Albums. I'm going to have to email the list. I wanted to send out a complete list of albums so everyone could make sure that they have all the albums they want. Yeah, we got a bunch of new ones that came out. I don't have them memorized, but certainly Butt Slap Pie was one. The TMP Live Collection, which features our organic live concert, as well as some jams. This is so bad. It's a terrible album. As well as some jams that Apollo and Leaf and I did that are pretty jamming, And then we got some other albums really close to release. So close. Take this time to encourage Apollo. Tell him how much you care about him and how much you'd like him to mix down some music. Yes. I planned a vacation to Booth Bay with my family, and it was all a ruse so that I could sneak out at night and go to Apollo's house and sit there with him and edit through all these songs. That's the only reason I'm doing that. I tricked my family. I tricked Apollo. It's too late. You can't take it back. I'm staying in your lake house. And then we're sneaking out and editing music. We have much to do. I'll release the list of what's available and what you guys want. We've just been releasing them without liner notes. I still would like us to go back and make liner notes. We're just going to take our time. Volunteer. Who wants to make liner notes? That'll be on the ballot. Some of you will just have to. The last 4 years in review. I don't have the notebook of knowledge with me, so. I know we had some cool studio recording sessions in my basement where like Lauren and Maren would be gone and I had some people over. We recorded some stuff. It was cool. It was definitely cool. We released some albums. That was awesome. 2018. Did not have a Pickle Fest review for that. The 2018 Pickle Fest was very cool. That one did a little too much recording. I think it was very music heavy. We had 9 people show up. And it was a good time. We recorded a pile of music, like 20 songs, 22 songs. including Fuck the Police was a big one. Some of these have been digitized by Apollo and are quite awesome. Tyke and E-Room didn't show up, but they emailed us lyrics, which was great. We just sang those. A lot of people did some good tunes. That's when we did Farts and all kinds of good stuff. It was awesome. We had some beers. It's just a good standard pickle fest. Yeah. You know, I probably should have written down. Oh, here's a fun fact. So Art and Jeff decide they're coming up on Saturday, and Art's car starts smoking before he even gets to Jeff's. He pulls up at Jeff's, so they decide they're going to take the electric car from Belmont to Boothbay. And they said they were going to be there at some point Saturday day. They got there at dinner time because it was cold. They couldn't turn the heat on because it made the battery run lower. They had to stop 3 times to charge. Art was actually only there. We ate a meal, watched the Underwear Friends, and then Art went to bed. He was at Pickle Fest for about 3 hours. It was the entirety of his time here. We have to do something about sleep schedules because we'll have 9 people and we'll never have more than like 5 people recording at a time because some people are like sleeping till 5 in the evening and some people are going to bed at 8 at night. And it's, come on, we got to get in unison. 2019, I'm going to split that up into 2 Pickle Fests. I'm going to come back to that part of the Pickle Fest later. This is the first part of the 2019 Pickle Fest. It was an awesome Pickle Fest. It was the perfect balance of music and hanging out, you know? And so I was losing my voice, much as I'm about to do again by the end of this email. And we arrived there, and there were about 6 of us, and we're like, oh, we're just hanging out. And then all of a sudden, boom, we turn off the lights. Chuck and I come out in robes with candles, and we're like, Leecham Ladlebait, it is time for your bachelor party ordeal. Now, careful observers will note that Leecham got married 17 years ago. But this is just to show you cannot escape your ordeal. You must serve your ordeal at some point. The ordeal where we walk to all the bars closest to us, and the ordealee must drink a drink at every single place. Leecham Ladlebait successfully completed his ordeal. We had a couple drinks at the house. We went to this brewery right across the bridge into Boothbay Harbor. Then in another place, Leafs showed up and Taco showed up. Then we went to another bar, had some more drinks. Then we went to a pizza place, had some more drinks. I took a selfie with every single person. We were totally hammered. My voice was totally gone at that point. Everyone showed up of the group. We had 11 people show up for that Pickle Fest. 11. That was the most people we've had for a Pickle Fest since 2011's 10th anniversary Pickle Fest, where people could just walk to my house and show up. It was an epic achievement. All these people, and we got a brand new member. Welcome, Red Yellow. A friend of mine from my hockey team, grew up in the New Haven area, like Chuck Biscuits and even Tam and I. Fit right in with the group. Know a lot of the band members already, so, you know, and he wrote a great song called Farts and Dumpsters. Yeah, it's a great tune. He can sing, he can play the guitar, and, you know, he came to a recording session at my place, we played. I'm like, what do you think? And he's like, I love the freedom to suck. He said the freedom to not be good, but we're more about sucking than that. So, it was great. And, you know, Saturday, Fog had bought this big bag of marijuana. Was like, I'm going to mix up a batch of brownies. And we're like, that's fine. So we're hanging out on we go during the day on Saturday to the lake house. We record in there. My voice is shot. I'm doing like a talky thing, like I recorded some song. I forget what it was called. It's about a duck hotel.